Hey there, this is for a really specific group of people. If you're someone who cracked the exams, landed a great job in a public sector undertaking, and have built a really stable career, well, this is for you. Because let's be honest, you did everything right. You played by the rules and you won. But there's one place where that hard-earned stability can be surprisingly fragile.
And this right here? This is exactly why we're talking today. Just a single real estate decision, one choice in the wrong spot, can literally lock up your money and your financial freedom for a decade. Just think about that. 8 to 10 years is a huge chunk of your life to have your money just stuck.
And just to be super clear, we're not talking about some shady deal where you lose all your money. We're not talking about being scammed. We're talking about something way more common and, honestly, kind of more frustrating. It's when your property just sits there. It doesn't lose value, but it doesn't gain any either. It just flatlines while everything else moves on without it. So that leads to the big question, right? Why does this 10-year freeze seem to happen so often, specifically to people with PSU jobs? What is it about this career, your career, that creates this unique risk? Let's get into it.
You know, it all starts with your biggest strength, that stability. That steady paycheck brings an incredible amount of comfort, as it should. But here's the tricky part. That very same comfort can take away the sense of urgency that really pushes people to make sharp financial moves. There's no fire under you, so those big decisions, they often get kicked down the road.
And that right there is the core of the problem. You see, in real estate, your most precious asset isn't just your money, it's your time. Every single year you wait is a year of growth you can never get back. It's a year your money could have been out there working for you, and it just wasn't. So this delay often leads people to finally make a move, and that's where we hit the real heart of the issue. It's this constant battle between what sounds good, these convenient stories we're told, versus what actually works in the real world. This is the big idea for our whole chat today. The reason people get stuck isn't because they bought a poorly built house. No, it's because they bought into a poorly constructed reason for buying. It's all about falling for a nice-sounding story instead of digging into the cold, hard facts.
And you can see the two sides of the coin right here. On one side, you have the stories. These are the things that sound great, you know? Oh, it's a famous builder. The design is so beautiful. This area is going to blow up someday. But on the other side, you've got logic. Logic asks the tough questions. It doesn't care about stories. It asks, who is actually going to live here in 5 years? And why? What essential needs, like schools or shops, are here right now?
And it all boils down to this, really. The market doesn't care about your good intentions. It doesn't care about the pretty brochures or the story you fell in love with. The only thing that makes a property go up in value is real, actual, consistent demand from people who need a place to live. That's it.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about the problem, but now let's flip the script. Because being a PSU employee doesn't just come with this challenge. It also gives you a really powerful, unique advantage. A superpower, you could even say.
Just look at this combination. You've got a stable income, and banks love you, so your loan eligibility is strong. That's your access. You have a long time horizon, so you can afford to let an investment grow. And maybe the most important part, you have the job security that allows you to learn patiently, without panicking. Most people don't have this combo. It's incredibly powerful.
But, and this is a big but, all that power only works if you channel it in the right direction. It's like having all the best ingredients to bake a cake. If you don't have the right recipe, you're still going to end up with a mess. In real estate, that recipe is logic. And that brings us to the solution. See, the goal isn't to find some guru who will tell you where to buy. The real goal is to learn how to think for yourself, so you can look at any location, any project, and evaluate it with total confidence. So let's put a name to this skill. We call it location demand logic. And look, this isn't some secret formula. It's just a way of thinking. It's a learnable skill of asking calm, rational questions that cut right through all the marketing hype and get to the truth of what makes a place valuable. So the first question you always ask is this. Who is the person who's going to rent or buy this from me in 5 years? And I mean, really picture them. What kind of job do they have? Where do their kids need to go to school? How do they get to work? Is there a real, tangible economic reason for them to be right here? Next, you have to figure out if that demand is organic. Is it based on things that are already there, like a big IT park, a university, or a metro line that's already running? Or is the entire story based on promises? You know, promises of a future airport or a new highway that might or might not ever happen. One is an investment. The other is just a gamble. And this really highlights the different games being played here. A builder's job, their entire business is to sell their inventory, to move units. That's what they do. But your job is completely different. It's to protect your hard-earned capital by understanding the reality on the ground. Your goals are not the same.
This really goes against one of the biggest myths you hear in real estate. Everyone feels this pressure to get in early before things take off. But that pressure is what leads to bad decisions. Your superpower is patience. You can ignore that noise and just focus on buying right, even if you aren't the first person there.
Okay, so how do you actually start? What's the first practical step you can take, like today, to start building this skill and making decisions that feel solid and confident? Let's lay out a path.
It's really a simple three-part journey. First, just commit to learning a little bit every day. Watch videos, read articles. It slowly starts to rewire your brain. Second, find advisors who are willing to say no to you. People who want to protect your money, not just make a sale. And third, find your people. Connect with other PSU employees who get your situation and are on the same path.
And that's the big shift we're talking about. The whole point isn't to get a hot tip on where to buy. It's to build your own mental toolkit, your own framework, so you never, ever have to blindly trust someone else's advice again. You'll know for yourself.
Now, if this way of thinking clicks with you and you want to keep going down this path, there are plenty of ways to do that. Finding a good community and sources of information that are based on logic, not hype, can really help make these ideas stick until they become second nature.
And just remember this, like money in the bank, clarity compounds. Every little bit of understanding you gain today builds on itself, growing into this powerful knowledge base that can protect you and grow your wealth for the rest of your life. So, we'll just leave you with this one final thought. The next time you're looking at an investment, ask yourself this one simple but incredibly important question. Is this decision built on a convenient, nice-sounding story, or is it built on the solid, unshakable foundation of logic? Your answer to that question will make all the difference.